There are currently more dwarf planets in our solar system than actual planets. Pluto isn't rare. Pluto isn't special. Pluto is just the first one we happen to find. And the man who got it kicked out of the Planet Club? He didn't do it because Pluto is small. He did it because if Pluto stayed a planet, we'd currently have over 400 planets in our solar system. And counting. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the actual 3-part legal test scientists use to decide what counts as a planet. A test so strict that Earth barely passes it. You'll meet the astronomer who single-handedly reshaped the solar system. Find out why he keeps hate mail from second graders. And I'll show you the one overlooked detail in the 2006 vote that means this argument isn't actually settled. It could reverse. This isn't internet folklore. This comes directly from the International Astronomical Union's 2006 resolution and the research of Caltech astronomer Mike Brown, the man they call, without irony, the man who killed Pluto. In 1930, a 24-year-old farm boy from Kansas with no college degree found something no professional astronomer could. How? Clyde Tombaugh spent months at Lowell Observatory, blinking back and forth between photographic plates, night after night, searching for a tiny moving dot against thousands of fixed stars. It's a task like finding one grain of sand that moved position on a beach photographed a week apart. On February 18th, 1930, he found it. The world went wild. A new planet, the first in 84 years. Here's the catch nobody tells you. Pluto was only classified as a planet because scientists overestimated its size by nearly 8,000%. They thought it was Earth-sized. It's actually smaller than our own moon. So if Pluto was basically a mistake from day one, why did it take 76 years for anyone to fix it? In 2005, an astronomer at Caltech found an object bigger than Pluto. And instead of celebrating, he panicked. Mike Brown had just discovered Eris, a frozen world in the outer solar system slightly more massive than Pluto. Under the old rules, this meant Eris had to become the solar system's 10th planet. But Brown knew something the public didn't. His telescope surveys had already found dozens of similar objects, and there were clearly hundreds more out there. If size and orbit were the only rules, the solar system wasn't going to have 10 planets. It was going to have 50, then 100. Then, as more powerful telescopes came online, potentially thousands. This is the actual reason for the 2006 vote. Not spite, not Pluto's size. It was pure practicality. Astronomers needed a rule that drew a clean line, or planet would become a meaningless word that any textbook, planetarium, and elementary school would have to rewrite every single year. So the IAU sat down and wrote a 3-part test. Pluto failed on a technicality most people have never even heard of. What actually makes something a planet? It's not size. It's not roundness. It's a rule about bullying your neighbors. The IAU's 2006 definition has 3 requirements. It orbits the sun, it's massive enough for gravity to pull it into a round shape, and this is the one that got Pluto, it must have cleared its neighborhood of other debris. Earth cleared its orbital path billions of years ago, absorbing or flinging away competing objects until it dominated its lane around the sun. Pluto never did that. It shares its orbit with thousands of icy objects in the Kuiper Belt, and it's not even massive enough to be the dominant object. It's gravitationally influenced by Neptune, not the other way around. Here's the tool for your next dinner party argument. If you want to defend Pluto, don't argue about its size. Attack the clearing the neighborhood rule instead, because as we're about to see, even Earth doesn't pass this test as cleanly as you'd think. And that loophole is exactly what's kept this fight alive for 20 years. Here's the twist that most Pluto videos leave out. The clear its neighborhood rule is scientifically messy. Earth still gets hit by near-Earth asteroids regularly. We haven't fully cleared our neighborhood either. Jupiter, the most dominant planet in the solar system, shares its orbital path with over 10,000 Trojan asteroids. If you apply the rule with total consistency, you could make an argument that undermines Jupiter's own status as a planet. Astronomers use a mathematical shortcut called the planetary discriminant to get around this, but it's a workaround, not a clean law of physics, which is exactly why hundreds of planetary scientists, including some at NASA, have publicly refused to accept the 2006 decision and still call Pluto a planet today. That means planet isn't a fact of nature you can look up. It's a definition humans voted on, in a room, with about 424 astronomers present out of roughly 10,000 IAU members worldwide. Less than 5% of the world's astronomers decided the fate of Pluto, and the vote happened on the last day of a conference after most attendees had already flown home. So next time someone tells you Pluto isn't a planet like it's settled science, you now know the real answer. It's not settled. It's a definition decided by a small committee based on a rule so inconsistent it could technically disqualify Jupiter. Pluto isn't wrong. The label is just unfinished business. And if you think a vote by a few hundred people reshaping our entire understanding of the solar system sounds unusual, wait until you see how one man's mistake in 1998 nearly caused NASA to lose a $327 million spacecraft over a units conversion error. Click on this video right here.